not respond to that. So if you're evos legends right now, you know what's going on. Evos legends, I think they need to secure the mage right here in the first phase pick.
Yeah, I think the only change that we saw was the Faramis, right? And in both
Yep.
games, the winning team had a Faramis on their side, so Evo's Legends taking the initiative to ban it out. And at the same time, for all 3 games, they have not switched sides at all. So AP Brand getting priority once more in this first pick. We've seen them first pick the Faramis, which is now not available anymore. We've seen them first pick the Ling, which they did end up losing against Evo's Legends.
Yeah, so it's also kind of confusing or say surprising for me that AP Brand decides to go back into first pick because you didn't really have a very good time game number 1, and now looking at the draft right here, no, they're going to repeat game number 1, isn't it, Husky?
Yeah, going back to the Ling. Is this a Novara again? I mean, the Joy is open, the Kaja is still there. We've seen a couple of problems, but the main difference is that there's no Faramis, right? So there's this insurance policy that Evos Legends did get rid of themselves, and maybe that's why AP Brand felt a bit more comfortable picking up the Ling, knowing that they don't have to deal with the Cult Altar.
Yeah, but now, AP Brand is just literally say, hey, game number 1 was a fluke. I'm just going to throw you first pick Ling once again. And this is what I like about Filipino teams, right? You also see that in Blacklist International sometimes, even though they lose with that one roster, they're not afraid. Further down the road, they are not afraid to bring it back up again and contest you right with the same roster once again. Now, speaking about same roster, we're seeing Evos Legends going back into old reliables such as the Claude, and this time around bringing up a Uranus. You mentioned that for the Dyrov is actually a good matchup against a Uranus. I also gonna introduce you another couple of heroes that's also quite good against Uranus, Carry, and technically an Esmeralda, right? Esmeralda will be able to hold the lane down against a Uranus, and Uranus, when he goes into shields, Esmeralda loves those shields.
I mean, you can just kind of pick carry right now and not be too worried if you're AP Brand, right? We've seen a certain drafting patterns from even the best teams where if they see the enemies open up first phase marksman, they can go for their own marksman and kind of just leave everything else in the dark. You basically don't have much threat that you need to worry about. In this case for AP Brand, they're gonna go for the Farsa and the Kaja.
This Kaja is good, right? This Kaja, knowing that, Evos Legends may potentially go for the Joy, they're just gonna secure that and then lock down that Joy even before it actually happened, right? But Evos Legends, maybe they don't really want to go down that Joy route. They may actually want to go down that Fragile route, right? You want to chain CC, and also you have the Ionic Edge, the Uranus slow at the same time. It helps the Claude to kind of catch up with the Blazing Duet to spread the damage all across the board. But also another thing that AP Brand also did this time, right? Instead of going for, the likes of, I would say, the Lunox, which is also does quite well against the Uranus because of your Darkening Shred. This Kaja will be able to kidnap anybody from the side of Evos Legends, and Farsa does have the ability and also the damage to burst down whoever Ogwen decides to kidnap.
There it is. We see the Novara picked up by Evos Legends this time. I think when we saw Novara yesterday, one of the key traits she brings is definitely vision control. You get to open up the map with all of your abilities, and that was also against a draft that has a Kaja on the other side. So Hijumi, he's going to have a lot of work to do because sure you have a Uranus, but it's one of the few heroes that I'm tanky, but I would like to move as well. So Kaja is kind of the soft kryptonite towards the Uranus.
Yeah, not only just that, right? The Kaja is actually the soft kryptonite towards everybody from the side of Evos Legends, right? If they actually catch the Claw right out in open, Ogwen can also do that. And now, because, I'm also kind of confused right here, Husky. Like, Evos Legends going in for the Novara, even though there's an ever-looming threat of that Ling from AP Brand.
Oh yeah, that kind of goes against everything that we discussed previously, right?
It denies my logic as well, right? Like, this also goes to show that Hijome knows that he needs to secure a mage right now. If not, the mage pool is getting smaller and smaller, right? And don't forget, they are forced to ban away. They actually banned 3 mages themselves, so they actually put themselves into this awkward position.
Yeah, and you see the Bucks are getting banned out by AP Brand. We had the Hilda that was led through in game 2, but there's a chance that AP Brand goes back to the Hilda ban once more because you do want to protect this Ling, in the early stage. At Evos Legends, they do have a slot for that hero, but I think right now you're going down the marksman pool, right? Because the carry most likely might be a ban. There it is.
Yes.
Evos Legends banning it out. You don't want the Uranus to get shredded. So for AP Brand is to kind of find a pick that can disrupt this Ling, and I think Hilda is probably one of the choices.
Yeah, I think they may go for the Hilda to try to disrupt that. And speaking about disruption, there's also the second skill from the Martyrs that can just ignores everything, ignores all the CC you're forcing him down the throat. That's also going to be taken away by AP Brand this time around, evos Legends. I think if you really want to try to limit that, try to limit this Ling as well, and also play, you know, the purple contest like a turtle fight. Yeah, go for that Hilda. You know, you can start doing that since level 1, right? But of course, you know, looking at what evos Legends is going for right here, they also miss out the fact that there's also the fact that they can AP Brand can always rely back into that Beatrix, right, which is able to find lane priority against this Claude.
Oh, there it is, Franco. So both teams having a way to guarantee a lockdown on their enemies. It's a Kaja Franco battle. One of the old-time classics.
Both sides can suppress, right? Like the Divine Judgment and the Bloody Hunt, right? Like, but it's a lot easier to execute a Franco, in my opinion, because like you could just stay there and then just hook, right? But for a Kaja, you need to flicker and then you need to land down your Divine Judgment. There are a higher chance for you to go wrong there, and it's a very expensive mistake, right? For a hook, it's what, only a 16-second cooldown, so that's a-okay. There you go. AP Brand will secure the Beatrix, but once again, I think they need a very tanky EXP laner to deal with, to supplement their tankiness for the side of AP Brand.
Oh, there it is. Terizla solves the problem, right? You want a tanky XP lane, can hold its own, has decent sustain, and can also start a fight. There it is. Terizla to lock everyone in place. So Lancelot will be the final pick for the side of evos Legends. We get the Assassin jungle matchup as well.
Yeah, Lancelot right here, I think should go into the damage Lancelot, right? Unless evos Legends for task, right, decides to go a little bit more traditional. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's traditional. They can go fall back into the tank slot once again. But in this meta, I think Assassin Lancelot is a lot better. But if you take a look at the draft, right? Yeah, this time around, it's a lot more balanced for the side of evos Legends. It's not like that one draft that we saw in game number 2. On the other hand, AP Brand, yeah, Terizla does solve that tankiness problem, but like I said, the pseudo tankiness that we're talking about, right? Like his tankiness relies on him actually dishing out the damage from the spell ban, right? That's why the Franco looks very scary against AP Brand. You lock the Terizla that's jumping towards your backline with the penalty zone, mind you, and then you just bloody hunt him. He easily gets busted down if he cannot swing his heavy axe around.
Yeah. Do both teams have kind of same win conditions, or are we looking at, you know, AP Brand having a faster draft this time with what they have?
Yes, definitely. AP Brand does have a faster draft. Their heroes comes online a lot faster, so it's about how evos plays this, right? If the Uranus starts cutting the waves like how he used to do, but don't forget, Link can also respond to those wave cuts at the same time because of the mobility, right? Now, going into the Land of Dawn this time around, game number 3 is at foot between AP Brand against evos. Now, ooh, Iron Hook, very dangerous.
That could have been something, for sure. It could have blown a flicker right off the bat. Both junglers gonna start off just in parallel jungle. Honestly, Taz going for the purple and Kaltiti starting on the orange. Kind of to dodge the Franco as well, right? You don't want any sort of you know, harassment. I say that, but you can see that evos Legends showing a lot of respect towards AP Brand. In fact, the early rotate from Dreams up top instantly spotted out by Flapteezy.
Yeah, two things interesting about. Oh, that's a hook.
Follow up with Fluffy. Not the most damage, but Taz is not having a good time at all. Actually, he hasn't even gotten his buff. They're gonna get first blood, unfortunately, onto field. Scoutini shows up. Low health members on the side of evos Legends. Look at Taz. He is having a rough time. The flicker fall from Flapteezy. Look at the slam the hammer down onto Dreams. Catching him at the very end. Iho is gonna be there from Dreams, pulling Kaltisi back, but he hits level 4. Finds the ultimate, gets the reset, jumps away. As AP Brand starting on evos Legends, but Hijumi will find himself a double. The 3 kills for the Novaria, a minute and a half in.
Hold your horses right there. Taz is actually at the orange buff at level 1, so which means that he missed his purple buff. The purple buff actually went up to Awkward. Taz missed the first buff, and now Taz is permanently behind, 2 levels behind Kaltisi. The turtle is going to spawn in 17 seconds. Taz is in not a good position to basically fight this turtle buff, this turtle fight.
You know what we say, just press retreat. Just press retreat when you're getting contested.
It's a disaster for evos Legends, Husky.
This is not the first time we see this happen, right? We saw this happen in the first series, no Burn X Flash against Euro Raid Giants. Same thing, if you're contested, just press that retribution and get that buff for yourself. And now Taz He's not going to be able to contest. Ogwen is just going to keep harassing him. Cash does have the retribution. Please press it. Thankfully, Dreams is going to be there. Hijumi helping him out. But Turtle will go over to AP Bren.
Yeah, he didn't really use the retry just to secure for that one. He's very confident. Ogwen, it's really hard for him to actually try to steal the buff away, but the retribution will be pressed by Kaltizi. Oh no, it's not even pressed by Kaltizi. He's the one that actually secures the turtle. So if you take a look at the emblems, it's just, you know, look at the gold laners paying so much respect towards each other. Tenacity for both these two teams. Common emblem for the Claude, my favorite emblem for the Claude, especially. It's so addictive, right? You do have a lot of these mana regen to maintain that lane pressure. Novaria going in assassin emblem because she needs that magic penetration and then add on to the rupture as well. So Bargain Hunter is going to help her to get these items. So speaking about getting these items first, Hijime picking up these 3 kills earlier on just now is going to help her escalate and actually grow even faster. Now her snipes will hurt even more as compared to, you know, your regular Novaria in the early game.
Yeah, especially with the Impure Rage, right? Every single hit feels like you have a mini Lightning Trunkion fight with you. It has trying to play catch-up game right now. 3 levels behind Kaltizi.
Man.
I mean, the Link just got a Corrosion Sight. Okay, 2 levels behind, but still. Brutal start for Taz. And Ogwen, he's just going to try and look for Fluffy, who also blows his Flicker to get out. Meanwhile, they do not know that Kaltizi is in the bush. Info gathered, Flicker by Dreams. Can't get the hook.
Yeah, can't get a hook. We'll be able to hook only the siege minion just to delay. But look at where Kaltizi is. That's a proper buffer gone, putting Taz even further down. If he's cheeky, he might have tried to take this away at the same time. I can't really see who taking that, but you can see Taz is just permanently behind. Hijime can't do anything against Kaltizi.
Yeah, Kaltizi, he drew 4 members of EVOS Legends just by doing that, and it opens up the mid tier 1. That turret is gone.
What?
AP Brand showing us a masterclass of how to play this game right now.
Yeah, it all started because Ogwen took away the purple buff in the first minute, right? It's EVOS Legends. I don't know what's going on for their side because right now they really need a solid plan to get this Lancelot up to speed because right now Taz is just dead weight. For the side of EVOS Legends, he doesn't really have enough damage to assassinate anybody. He can't even secure any form of neutral objective. They lost a mid lane as well. And then if you thought that, you know, oh, bloody hunt.
Bloody hunt. Whoa, that's a good kill. Exactly what they need. That one going over to Brands of all people, so EVOS Legends, at least you'll be happy that despite this very underwhelming start, you're doing something in the side lanes, right? Both your gold laner and your mid laner are getting something done. I say that, but AP Brand, that 3,000 gold ahead, and a big chunk of that is basically the jungle gap.
Yeah, the jungle gap right there. And speaking about jungle gap, it's gonna go even further, right? Kaltizi now hard invading Taz. Taz, I don't think right now you should basically try to jungle anymore. Right now you're reduced into a lane Lancelot. Because, you know, your mid lane is also cracked open. AP Brand has all the access into your own jungle. It's a very dark jungle for the side of Taz. If you notice how, you know, Flap TZ is also starting to rotate in towards the mid lane, getting even more gold, because Few is actually rotating around, finally picked up right here Taz in a spot of trouble.
He was able to secure his own purple buff, but that might end up selling Hijime to the Wolves. Kaltizi doing massive damage. Now coming in, forcing the flicker from Dreams. No Iron Hook yet from this Franco. EVOS Legends playing survival game, but the bot tier 1 is going to be taken out.
Yeah, gold leaderboard. You talk about the jungle gap, right? It's actually also the gold lane gap at the same time. Super Marco leading into the gold earned leaderboard at the same time. The only thing that EVOS Legends can play around with is this Uranus just to cut the waves. Maybe cut 2 lanes as well. Novara, I think right here does have enough damage, so she doesn't really need the gold. She needs the gold or basically a team fight.
Ogwen goes on the flicker. Trying to be cheeky on the side of Taz, but it doesn't really matter. They commit the penalty zone for the kill.
Man, this is really hard to watch if you're an EVOS Legends fan. AP Brand just Ogwen, that was disgusting, right? Like, your first buff was literally stolen away and Taz is just permanently disabled for the rest of the game. You probably need another like 15 minutes for EVOS Legends for perhaps Taz to come back online, but with 2 deaths in this name, it's gonna be even harder now. Wretched Battle coming in, Kaltizi miles ahead, level 11 going up against a level 8 Taz.
It's like losing an arm, honestly.
Both arms. He
Both
can't box. Man has no arms. Man can't box.
It's a very painful lesson.
Amputated, right? We talk about amputation of the legs. Now it's amputated arms.
What's the contingency plan? Okay, we're gonna hold that thought for a while.
That's
good bloody hunt. TZ down. A good opening. Evos Legends, do we want to look for more? Suppression is going to be dead. The Taz dead again. Purple buff not in contention. Kaldizi waiting for an opening. Fluffy dropping low. Kaldizi to the back. Hijume is the target. Forces to go away, but the Tempest of Blaze is going to be there for Kaldizi to go for the reset and find him. AP Brand just walking over Evos Legends right now. The snipe dodged by Fluffy, but still doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, the Iron Hook will be able to find Kaltizi, but Kaltizi is an assassin. Blazing Duel even committed.
Might be enough. Just at the sliver of health, right at the end, he finds the kill. I mean, Brand is keeping this intact for Evos Legends, just barely. He's putting on the band-aid.
Yeah, Brent and Hijume, these two are your main heroes from the side of Evos Legends. These two are your main characters. Protagonists, female and male protagonists, maybe, you know, in terms of the heroes. But if you take a look at the items, that's early clock for the side of Evos Legends already. So that should be ticking. Now going straight into the Lightning Truncheon. That's also a second item power spike. So double the Lightning Truncheon.
And zone into a Divine Judgment. Dream will get flapped easy, but this time won't be able to save Fluffy. No damage from the side of Evos Legends to clean it up. Brands will get the top tier 1. Silver lining in all of this chaos.
Yeah, that's the only thing that Evos Legends can do, play cross map, right? Sending Brands all the way up top, that's really good. Fluffy was the punching bag for the side of Evos Legends, the only one that could technically sustain all this damage. I think if you asked me the question, right, how is Evos Legends gonna turn this around and play this, right? Maybe play with the fight with Hijume now securing the Lightning Trunk at the same time. Just need to make sure that he is safe from Kaltizi. The Ling would definitely try to find her, shut her down, and then all of a sudden you can't really do anything. Leave that bloody hunt only for Kaltizi. You gotta have to play this Franco defensively.
Yeah, it's not ideal for Evos Legends for sure. Lore has already spawned an AP Brand straight onto the objective. They don't even need Kaltizi to be there. That's how far ahead they are.
Kaltizi will be there in the blink of an eye. He's never gonna let them down, and he's never gonna turn around and desert them because he's already right here at the Lord.
Good attempt by Hijumi, but it was never meant to be. Lord in the hands of AP Brand. That goalie will continue to increase in their favor. Taz is power farming, but he's constantly at a 3-level deficit. So, like you said, he needs another 15 minutes early on. Now he needs another 10. Or maybe another 20 because he just got solo killed by Kaltizi.
That's exactly what I was going to say the next time. But at the very least, Brands actually picked up the golden stuff, or maybe that's how Evos Legends could play around Brands, play around Hijume, use Dreams to pick AP Brand off one by one. That's how they're going to play the game. Dreams going to blind hook as much as possible because one of the days, the fish might be biting for the side of Evos Legends.
Yeah, you just gotta, an iron hook and a prayer. I mean, hooking someone is one thing,
right?
but hooking someone is one thing, but killing them is another.
I think they do have the damage. Like Brands right here, golden stuff already. They do have a decent burst amount of damage from Hijume if the second skill does land. Yeah, maybe they could actually play something. Because if you see how AP Brand, how squishy they are, yeah, I think Evos Legends does have enough damage to burst it out. Now that's a BOD being built by the side of Evos Legends for Task.
Oh.
We're looking for a
Yeah, good hook and a flicker. It's gonna be Flap TZ, pretty durable. He's gonna just waddle out of there, I guess, but they do snipe Ogwin. So it is something for the side of Evos Legends. Lord will be taken down. All the inhibitor turrets will stay alive. And Kaltizi, meanwhile, on the mid side, Dreams getting pressured. Super Marco continuing to try and take down Destructor, and he will be able to do so. Hijumi, oh my goodness! In the red, almost going down. Taz wants a kill, but sidestep by Super Marco. The penalty zone keeping him away, and Evos Legends, that's the best case scenario for them.
Yeah, like cracking open bot lane, that's actually a-okay. And now hold on a second, they're going to continue on the onslaught. Kaltizi finds Dreams, looking for Brands, looking for more.
And he is going to give his life out for this for sure. It is a telegraph. But Evos Legends, I mean, they AP Brand, they don't mind at all. Still going to have 4 members pushing down mid. Evos Legends have no damage to do with them. Hijumi himself is not enough.
Yeah, Hijume is the only one that is the highest in terms of damage from the side of Evos Legends, right? Super Marco and Kaltizi are already activated, but Super Marco, I think that's a consume play. Where did Taz go?
What? Well, that's a magic
Bennett
trick.
airstrike stun and also the Bennett bombs. It's just Taz is too far behind to basically contribute over the side of Evos Legends already. Yes, he just picked up the BOD. He tried to make a play right here for Super Marco. If he gets a shutdown goal, great. But Super Marco does have the flicker that prevents him from being killed. So Evos Legends, that plan, just go to the dumps. You gotta have to look at plan C right now. What is plan C? Use Fluffy to probably open and cut the waves at the same time. But then again, Kaltizi can match you easily because you can jump from one lane to another.
Yeah, the one game that we see the Lancelot, and we were like, wow, we gotta go full damage. That's what that's where he gets you, right? Full damage Lancelot is paper thin.
Yeah.
Third Lord, well, second Lord, the game spawn out. AP Bren, pretty quick for a bit. The Lord not even
No
alive for
contest.
15 seconds, and he's already dead.
Yeah, no contest at all. Taos knows that he's way too behind to do anything. Brands and Huju Mei, they are too squishy. If Kyle TZ, oh, speaking about BOD, Kyle TZ secures, and now his dash is gonna hurt even more. He could easily burst anybody from the side of EVOS Legends down. Huju Mei is only level 11. Kyle TZ is already at max. Now the Lord enhanced one this time around, going to be marching down mid. They just need to try to hold down the fort. They do have decent wave clear though from the side of EVOS Legends this time round. It's not gonna be a Ruby mid lane, so that's A-okay. But AB Brand looking up top instead. There's a three-prong attack second up. With can always go into concede play right here, trying to look for somebody to pick
A
off.
hook, and that's gonna be it. Iron hook again to the blood behind, but this time it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. Yume back into the base as Kaldisi cuts off Raz. That probably doesn't even matter anymore because AB Brand might be looking for the end right now. EVOS Legends hanging on by a thread, but they just don't have enough to stop AB Brand. And the Filipino dynasty from AB Brand continues to reign supreme. It's a 3-0 score for them so far in this group stage.
3-0 score.